Hey guys, welcome to Picksburgh. This is Anthony. You're joining us for ECOM and Beyond, best morning show on YouTube. Appreciate y'all joining us today. With me, as always, I have Nate. Every day I'm hustling, my co-host.
What's
Partner in crime. And today we have a very special guest. We have Paul Antonelli with us.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing?
I'm excited to have Paul on. It's the first time we've had him on the show, so we're excited to pick his brain.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, anytime, man. You're always welcome. Say what's up to a few people in the chat. So we got Justin Jacobs here. He's been hanging out for a while now, since 8:39. So Nate, you have to put him down for a broski point. Got Sandollar in the house. What's going on, Ray? Good to see you. Simply Dana. She's in the house trying to scrounge up some of them cookie points from Victoronica. 8 City Picker. What's going on, Paul? Got Landshark Picker in the house. What's going on, Craig? Kelly Ecom Mom Ward, the masteress of the roundhouse kick. Hip flipping Mama Kelly. What is going on?
Mama. Hey, Kelly. How are you, Kelly?
Calsylvania Reseller. What's going on? Cal, I don't know if they can stay the whole time, but glad you're able to jump in for a little bit at least. Got Tracy here, Tease Flips. Good to see you. Steampunk Town, really appreciate that. Says good morning to the best morning show in the business. Definitely appreciate that.
Good morning.
If you guys would do us a favor and share us out. That way we can kind of get before more eyes. Maybe YouTube will show us a little bit of love.
They greatly appreciate it.
Yep. Got DC Sales with us, the master of the license plate. Got Greg in the house, No Money G. What's going on, Greg? Record Crate, good morning to you. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, Adam.
What was a question? He said, did anyone notice on eBay the listing draft under format there is an option now for classified? No, I didn't.
No, and I just completed some drafts yesterday. I didn't see that.
Very interesting.
I did notice when I turned on Facebook this morning, it said, welcome to the new Facebook. Do you want to try it?
Huh.
I didn't because I was running behind.
Good morning, Eric Bischoff. Michelle Lathan, good morning. Betty Webb, thanks so much for joining us today. Got Brittany Brands in the house. She's got them brands. Mike McCloskey, good morning. Reseller Man, appreciate you being here. Harry McQuain, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. Dee's asking, how are sales? On the one hand, people are bored and shopping online. On the other, people are afraid to spend on collectibles and non-necessities.
I don't think that's necessarily true on collectibles.
Yeah. I sold 12 collectibles in one day on Amazon of one type item that I had on all platforms sold Amazon. And it went merch fulfilled.
Nice.
Which is weird for me.
I would say certain type of items are selling a little bit better now, though. Like, I've sold a lot of video game stuff over the weekend. And a lot of that I would probably attribute to people quarantining themselves, like trying to stay away from contact with the outside world. So they're probably trying to stay in and entertain themselves.
Right.
So I did pretty well video game stuff over the weekend.
Those boards stuck in the house. They want something to play or do or, whatever.
Yeah, for sure. Theos Sales in the house. Good morning, Lisa. Appreciate you being here. Dino Mac, good to see you, man. Glad that you're able to join us. Moronic Pest, what is going on? Christina Moore, good morning. Phoenix Flippers, what's up, Matt? Good to see you, my man. Adventures in Reselling, what is going on, Victoria? Victoria came to give out some of them cookie points. Okay, so Paul says in the drop-down menu, it has an option for classified ad. Never noticed it till this morning. Yeah, I didn't even know that eBay did classified stuff.
Me neither.
Yeah, they used to in the past. They owned Kijiji. I don't know if they still own it or not.
Eric says he's had an increase in sales. Well, no doy, you're Eric friggin' Bischoff, like the king of Amazon.
I mean, Amazon alone, I had 2 of the best days on Amazon for sure.
If I woke up and saw like stats like Eric Bischoff gets on Amazon, I would probably, it'd be like a wet dream. It'd like kill the game. Ellie shipped out 2 things this morning, a Disney plush and a pair of toddler shoes. Nice. Yep, I agree, reseller man. Mercari's been killing it for me. Speaking of which, I put out a video yesterday. Mercari's doing this Rising Star Challenge where you can actually get paid to list on Mercari, and it's super easy. So they have 4 different tiers. If you list 3 items, they give you a $5 credit. If you list 5 items, they give you a $10 credit. 7 items, they give you a $15 credit, and 10 items, they give you a $20 credit. So like it doesn't take very long to list on Mercari either, especially if you use like a cross-posting app like VENDOO, List Perfectly, Listed, or whatever the heck it is. You can get that stuff listed like very, very, very fast, and it's definitely worth it. Mercari's been doing a lot of these like little challenges lately where they're giving away, credit to their platform for listing there. I mean, you don't even have to have the stuff sold. They're also doing no fees on toys, collectibles, certain video game stuff right now, to where if it sells, they're not even charging you for it. Just to, I guess, try to get more stuff on their platform. So definitely look into some of the stuff that Mercari's offering, because it makes it well worth your while to list stuff on there. I believe the free no fee stuff on that stuff, it has to be listed by I believe the 19th to be eligible, and then it has to sell by the 19th of next month to not for them not to collect a fee.
Right.
That's what they're doing there. And then they're also doing, for every listing you do, you're basically, that listing goes into like a big pool, and they're going to pick out 5 people to win $500 credit to Mercari. So
wow.
So
I'm not on Mercari. I mean, I have an account. I've never used it. I do get their emails every other day, but how do they charge you, and how do they work shipping?
Okay, so Mercari gives you a couple different options. So if you charge shipping, you can either choose to bake it into your price and then do like pirate ship or something like that, or they'll just send you a shipping label. And what I've found is anything that's like £1 or like under, I've chosen to just go the route of allowing Mercari to do the shipping label, because you actually get a little bit of a breakdown. It's like $4.99 for £1 shipping. So you get a little bit of a break. But they'll email you the shipping label like as soon as something sells. So it's super easy. Just go in your inbox, print out the label, and ship it out.
And how are their fees?
What's that?
How are their fees? Their listing fees?
10% across the board. So it's actually cheaper to sell there than, it's actually half the price to sell there as it is on Poshmark, and it's I'm pretty sure it's still a little bit less than eBay as far as the fees.
Right. Wow.
Because there's no PayPal fees or anything either. Like you transfer your money like into your bank account.
But they take the payment. They do the payment, right?
Unless you did unless you did like a what's it called, like a instant payment or whatever, then they charge you $2.
Well, like a wire transfer.
Well, either way, it goes directly to your bank account, but you can do it instantly for $2, or it takes up to 5 business days for the free one.
Yeah. Good morning, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Yeah, it's the payment it's not automatic like it is on eBay. So the way it works is you have to get rated before you get paid, and they give the customer 3 days to rate you from the time they receive the item. So if they rate you right away, the money will be in your balance right away. But if they take more than 3 days, Mercari is automatically going to just give you the money. So it's like one of those things where you kind of got to wait for it to build up. I think that's why I can't really make Mercari like a primary platform, because like I need cash like ASAP.
Right.
So that's what I really like about eBay. But as a secondary, Mercari is like perfect for me, because I'll just wait till I get at least $100 in there, and then I'll transfer to my bank account.
Wow.
Either that, or sometimes I just leave money there and I use it to buy stuff. Like I got my new ring light with Mercari stuff. I just ordered a microphone that I'm going to use for the morning show that I got with Mercari credit.
That's cool. Now I know you had the show the other day, and I asked this in the chat, and of course now I just forgot my whole train of thought. Oh, when you cross post with VENDOO, right?
Yeah.
When something sells, like if you cross post on 3 platforms and something sells on this one, is it automatically deleted on these 2, or you have to go into the other 2 to delete?
Yeah, you can either go into the other 2 and delete them, or you can go back onto VENDOO and deactivate the listing. So either way it'll work. But for me, I've just made it a thing. As soon as something sells, I go and make sure if it's on one of the other platforms, I pull it down.
Okay.
Michelle Lathan says, has my Disney plans changed? I don't know yet, Michelle. It really just depends on how long this Corona thing is going on for. I think at this point, like, we've decided that we're going to wait till maybe November to go. We were going to try to go over the summer, but I think we're going to try to wait till maybe November to go this year. And hopefully by then everything's like kind of over with, but we'll see.
You're going to Disney World?
Yeah, we normally go once a year because my wife is like obsessed with Disney.
I'm 30 minutes away.
Nice.
And
I'm going to have to come treat you to lunch or something.
I own a vacation rental home, close, not that close, but 20 minutes away. And I've been getting cancellation after cancellation this week and the last couple of days. But then this is the first time in a long time that Disney's going to be closed until March 30th. But yeah, don't come in the summer because you'll just bake. November, nice. The weather will start to get a little nicer. But yeah, I mean, anytime you're looking for something and I can stop by one of the shops or whatever, let me know.
Yeah, that'd be great. Justin says, do you have to take any extra steps to take advantage? If you're talking about Mercari, no, I don't believe so. You literally just go and list stuff and it'll automatically give you credit once you reach whatever that platform is. Now, I'm guessing you're probably going to have to wait until like after the 29th or whatever the last day of the promotion is. Pretty sure that's the way it worked last month. I think last month I earned $10 credit for listing 20 items. So like they've really flipped it this month. They're giving you more credit for doing less work. Wow. And the cool thing is, even if the thing sells, you're making more money there, especially if you're not getting any fee on whatever the category is.
Right. Yeah, they really are trying to promote the platform.
Yeah. And I really like that. I would love to see eBay get into some stuff like that to get people excited about doing stuff on eBay again.
Yeah. eBay, they should have kept up with it way back. And they sat back and Amazon just came in like a lion and took over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I'd have to look into that, Kathy. Thanks so much for pointing that out. I'm not entirely sure the total amount that you'd have to spend to use those coupons. Like when I used my $10 coupon, I think this was like $52 or something like that for my ring light, and it didn't give me any issue. It just automatically came off of the price. So hopefully it'll be, hopefully there won't be an issue with it or anything like that. Yeah, and Brittany says there's also no store fee like on eBay with Mercari.
Oh, so Mercari, you have a store?
No, that's the one thing that sucks is there's no store. And one thing I'd love to see them change is the multi-quantity, because you can't do multi-quantity listings on Mercari. So, for example, like I have a bunch of action figures that are brand new in box. Every time one sells, I have to go and relist it.
Okay.
I don't mind having the no store because there's no fee with that, and you can still promote items and everything like that. You can only promote 10 a day though.
Yeah.
So, for something you really want to push, or, maybe you have a really hot item and you just want to push it out or whatever, you could just keep listening, and then, you get credit for the listing, and, just keep going or whatever.
Well, now you piqued my interest. What kind of action figures? As you can see, I'm a collector.
I have all kinds of action figures, but the ones that I've been selling through a lot are Supergirl action figures. I had them for a year and a half, and literally they just sat there and did nothing. I've sold one on eBay in the year and a half I've had them, and I'm selling through 4 of them a week on Mercari. And I think I've only got one left now.
Nice. Oh, that's right. I was going to tell you, I was watching your video the other day, and that you purchased Harlequin. God bless you.
Thank you.
Harlequin.
Yeah.
Action figure in the dress.
Yep.
That's the Amazon exclusive, in case you didn't know.
I didn't know. That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, because I looked on your video, and I guess because it was past, I couldn't comment on it. I couldn't find a place to comment, but that is the Amazon exclusive. I don't know. I mean, I sold my last one. Unfortunately, it was open, but yeah, people will look for that. So if you're going to list it, put that in there that it's the Amazon exclusive piece.
Okay. Yeah, I already have it listed, so I'll have to go and add that. Good morning, Uncle B. Appreciate you being here, and that is awesome. Got his first Mercari sale using VENDOO. Nice.
Oh, nice. Good morning, Uncle B's.
What up?
Hey, Ray, what's going on, my man? It's working from home today. That's good.
Hopefully he's okay and wasn't affected by the tornadoes.
Maybe I'll call Mr. Burns and tell him I'm sick since I coughed.
Yeah. Mike says that just killed it for him on Mercari because everything he has is multiples. Yeah, that's awesome. Like to have for like eBay listings. But yeah, I've actually messaged Mercari a couple times saying, hey, you need to add a multi-quantity feature because like every other platform I'm on has features for multi-quantity for the same listing. So that's what sucks. I'll also put in my description, hey, multi-quantities are available in case people want more. I could sell them more, but it sucks only being able to like do one at a time like that. Kathy, thank you so much.
Yeah, I wonder why they do that. So what other platforms do you sell on?
I use eBay, Amazon, Mercari, Poshmark. Those are like the primary ones I use, but I also do like Marketplace and OfferUp, LetGo, that kind of stuff locally.
Bonanza? Do you use Bonanza?
I haven't yet, but I think I'm going to because I've heard that they are really easy to use. And I've heard that a lot of people are really having some luck with Bonanza. Like not like crazy luck, but they're selling like maybe 5 items a month they normally wouldn't have.
Right. That's good.
Uncle B wants to know if you work for Cisco, Nate.
No. It's like a Cisco. Close but no cigar.
Yeah. Nate works for this guy.
Smithers. Get me my toe.
Excellent.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, that's true. She said they need to add a bundle feature too, like they have with Poshmark.
Yeah, you can't if you do a bulk or a lot or something, it has to be all shown in the first photo, or they'll kick it off the listing.
Wow.
Lisa wants to know if you're okay, Nate.
I'm fine. I forgot to do something, so I just had to finish. I had long-term storage fees coming. Today was like the 1 year mark I had on some stuff, so I had to hurry up and send it back or dispose of it because I didn't want to get hit with a bunch of fees, so I had to hurry up and do that real quick.
Gotcha.
How many items do you have on Amazon?
I think last time I checked, like 276 or something like that.
Yeah, I've probably got less than Nate.
I do. I sent up 100 2 weeks ago, and I'm working on another 100 now. But I've talked about it on my chat and stuff, and a lot of people don't like FBA. I guess I look at it differently because I look at it as it's the same as you're hiring an employee in your own warehouse. If my wife and I wanted to go away, we go home a lot to Massachusetts and New Hampshire. Things can sell. I don't have to worry about shipping them, packing them and shipping them and dealing with PayPal or whatever. I send the one box into Amazon, and I'll go in once a week, once every 2 weeks, and adjust the prices if I have to, because I don't have a repricer. But I look at it that way. A lot of people don't. I don't know about you, Nate, but a lot of people don't look at it that way.
Yeah, the ability to have someone do my customer service, my shipping of hundreds and hundreds of items. Like, for example, over the last week, I think I had over 200 items sell. Like, how in the world could I pack all that? And even if I didn't work full time, or even if I did work full time, that's a lot of packing that got to go out.
Yep, exactly.
You know, like right now, it says on my thing like 150 in the last 7 days.
Wow,
like, that's
nice.
a lot. Yeah, like I have 225 orders in the last 7 days, and 150 packages or whatever, or something like that. Yeah, like how in the world could I have, do something like that? You know what I mean? Like it would be so. It was hard for me to pack the 9 merch fulfill orders I had sitting here, and then I had two the night before. So that was like a pain, just having all the boxes, and it has to be a clean box. And I mean, not that I would send anything like dirty, but I couldn't use an eBay box or anything like that, and that's like 90% of my packaging. So, it's the main thing is for me is just the opportunity to sell bulk inventory fast,
right?
And usually for a pretty decent price. You know what I mean? They take a little extra piece of the pie, but you have to also consider, they're covering their butt on shipping, which we all know how shipping can get going all over the place.
Yep.
And I mean, they have the biggest customer source to pull from to get your items sold, so they charge us a little bit more. So it's really not as bad, to
exactly. It's like you're paying for an employee,
right? I mean,
and a lot of times, I'm sorry. Well, a lot of times, like you have just said, you get more money on Amazon than you could on eBay.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And even if you don't, a lot of times it's going to sell a lot faster, give you that money back.
Right.
That's the biggest thing, is the turn and burn. And I was talking with somebody last night, and they went from having, say, 100 items in the store to like 350 or so in like a month or 2 months. And I was like, well, what's your sales like? And of course it went up, but it wouldn't go up as much as I would have thought.
Oh, wow.
What I mean? Like, I mean, it was about 30% or something like that, roughly, just off the top of their head. But for putting up double or even more than double than what they had listed, you would think that basically the sales should hopefully double, maybe even triple, depending on what they're listing. Because I mean, that has a lot to do with it too. But it's, to me, like anymore, it's like, but my eBay is different than most, so it's more of a slow trickle is the way I like to just look at my eBay store. Right. Others could be totally different. Anthony does great on eBay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole monster bag going out, today. You know what I mean? Where I don't have anything going on for eBay.
Yeah, I don't. I pulled all my listings. We went away and we went back home in November. I had 600 and something listings, and I pulled them all. And then we came back in December. I relisted half, and then 3 weeks ago I put them all on auction and sold a lot, but not as all 300 or whatever. And then I just I started to list little by little, because I think I'm going to make lots, instead of bundles. Instead of 1, 2, 3, I'll do like 3 of this, 2 of that, and try to see if I can boost up some sales that way.
Yeah, the thing that I don't understand, I think eBay really dropped the ball some with all this stuff that's going on lately. Like, for example, I tried to list some hand sanitizer on eBay, right? Mm-hmm. They blocked the listing entirely.
Wow.
Like, entirely. Like, not even if I'd try to throw it up for a good price. Like, I make $3 a bottle or something just to throw it up. They totally blocked it off of there. They could have used that and made sure the price was a certain number. Like, they didn't say it's like 10 and under plus shipping. They could use that as positive, marketing, where it's like, look, you're getting the most hardest things in the world for so cheap compared to whatever else it's selling for. You can't even buy it on Amazon or whatever. Or if you look at Mercari's prices are high. They could have came in and really did some good for themselves, but they decided just to totally block it all the way off. So I thought they should have did a little bit better. I was hoping they would do that, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I got a case from work. My wife wanted some. She's really worried about the virus and us having kids and myself and so forth. So if there was none around, I grabbed it. And I figured, okay, well, I got a couple I can get rid of. No big deal. Nothing like, 18,000 or anything like that. Just like a couple. And eBay wouldn't even take the listing. I'm like, wow. They must, I don't know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, Kel. So Kel's got to go. I want to answer the question real quick about the reseller meetup that's scheduled for April the 18th. Right now, everything's kind of just tentative. Nate and I don't want to endanger anybody that would be, wanting to come, like Corona-wise or anything like that. So everything's just kind of on pause to see what's going to happen. We understand, should people not want to travel or do any of that stuff like that, it's perfectly cool with us. So I think if at this rate, if things stay the way they are, we'll probably just do something small this year and then like replan a big one for next year. Should things clear up, then we'll just move on as planned. But we'll probably do something on a smaller scale with people that are local / still wanting to come if they come. Let's just put it this way. Anybody that's in Pittsburgh during that time frame, we're willing to meet up and still do stuff with. But if you're not coming, like, we totally understand. We don't want anybody to put themselves in danger with the pandemic that's going on. So
yeah. And the people that wanted to come who can't, there might even be something really cool for you guys to watch at home that you guys wouldn't see before. So there's a chance that can happen still. So just stay tuned.
That's cool. Let me ask Anthony a question.
Sure.
I love the camera on your shoulder. I guess
thanks.
A GoPro?
Yeah.
I have not the GoPro, same idea, but it's not the GoPro.
It's the 207 silver.
Oh, okay. But when you're like, you were at, where were you? It was the are you filming right now? Video. How come when you're going through the stuff, you don't say, "Oh, here's a Tommy Hilfiger. Here's this." You're very quiet when you're filming.
You know what? I probably should be a little louder. I just I don't know. I mean, like when you're out and that place was super crowded.
Oh boy, was it?
There's already people like looking at you like, because I even had a few people walk up to me while I was like looking through stuff like, hey, what's your YouTube channel about? You know what I mean? Because you have a lot of people that'll ask you like, are you filming? Why are you filming? Blah, blah, blah. So you'll kind of talk to several people throughout. You know, well, I have a YouTube channel. I do this, I do that. But I don't know. I try not to draw extra attention to myself. Like I feel like the one guy, like you can kind of see him several times throughout the video.
Yep.
I wondered if he was like following me around, seeing if I was going to put anything in my backpack or anything like that. I was trying not to be too like
right.
You know, out
I
there.
loved your answer to the lady though. Yeah, like American Pickers, because a ton of people have seen that. And oh yes, I love that. That was cool. This is
I
the one.
actually stole that from the Cincinnati Picker.
Okay.
That's like his like use, or not his use, but his like terminology. And I noticed that he gets really good reaction to, oh yeah, it's like American Pickers. And I just found that's like the easiest way to get somebody that doesn't understand this community to kind of understand like what I'm doing without offending them.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if some of those people you were talking to even had a computer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and that was another church rummage sale?
Yeah, that was actually the same one. There was so much footage, I just made it 2 videos. I did like the outside and downstairs on one, and then I did like the main floor and the upper floor on the second one.
Yeah, 3 floors full of stuff. Now we've only been to, I think, I'm in Central Florida, and 4 rummage sales. And it's basically just an auditorium or a ballroom full of tables. But man, your stuff had some cool items there everywhere. Every room was packed with cool stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, all the stuff that was there.
Yeah, I went at the end of summer last year, and I think I picked up maybe like 4 IKEA bags worth of stuff. This time, I think I only left with like 2 IKEA bags full of stuff.
Wow. Yeah, I could never find.
They're picking in front of me.
Yeah, I could never find.
For at least the clothing, I didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta get a hand at Anthony somehow because I ain't finding nothing.
Yeah.
We went to that second place, and I was like, okay, where's this room that I would like to buy stuff at? And I was like, clothing? They're like upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, you talk about clothing. I don't like to do clothing because I was using List Perfect. Is it List Perfectly that does the clothing? I was using them before they were just all fashion. When they were everything, I was using them. Then they went to fashion as well. I don't want to do clothing anymore because of the measurements and everything. If you list brand new with tag clothing, do you think you still have to do the measurements?
I still get questions on it a lot. Like I have 3 questions I need to answer now that are like from over the weekend. So yeah, I still have people that ask me, even if it's brand new, like what are the measurements and stuff. And like full transparency, like I hate listing clothing too. And most of the time, like I don't measure the stuff up front. So I'm constantly getting like questions like, hey, what about this? Or what about that? And like, I just put it off, until like I'm down here in a good groove, then I'll grab everything and measure it all at once. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of clothing. I've basically deal in clothing just because over the winter in Pittsburgh, sourcing kind of dries up a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Especially since eBay is my primary. Like if I was like Nate and Amazon was my primary, which like I want to build Amazon a lot more than it already is right now, just so it's not that big of a deal. But with eBay being my primary in a cold weather city, it makes it a lot harder to get good quality inventory that I can make decent money on outside of clothing in the wintertime, because most of the stuff is either retail arbitrage or thrifting during that time. And with so much competition here in Pittsburgh, a lot of like the good non-clothing finds are pretty much picked over most of the time, unless you're talking about retail arbitrage, which that stuff goes really fast too, especially since Nate likes to go and clear out Ollie's before I get there. Nate drives 45 minutes just so I don't get nothing. No, just kidding.
I have like 5 areas that I go to, and I rotate like basically almost every week. Sometimes we'll go to the same one every once in a while, like back to back, because wife wants to go to do this or whatever. So sometimes that has an effect.
Morning, Mark.
Or sometimes I'll look and do research and be like, okay, well, this Walmart should have this, so let's go to this area again. So it just all depends.
Right.
Nate's like one of them people too. That's one thing I like about Nate and sourcing with him. He already has a plan of what he's doing before you even like before he even leaves his house. He knows where he's going and why he's going there. Like for example, like that one item that you had the guy look for in the back of Walmart. You know what I mean? Like that was pretty ingenious. Like just knowing, okay, we're going here for this specific reason. And even when you got there and didn't find it, you were very diligent in making sure you found an employee that would work with you, that would go in the back and get you every quantity possible of the item.
So that was crazy because the first person I dealt with, they were busy with somebody. And Amber was like, ask him. Like, she's impatient. That's the one thing that's hard about going with her to the store. She's impatient. So she goes, ask him. I'm like, well, he's with a customer. I don't want to be, like rude. And then he like appreciated that. And I waited. So then when he got to me, I thought he would really give me the 100% effort to look for what I was looking for. So he went in the back, he looked for it, and he came back, was like, nah, we ain't got none. So then either my wife said something to another guy or he came up to me. I can't remember what happened. And I was telling him about it. Next thing you know, he came up 14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I sold all mine. I gave Anthony a couple. And I sold all mine for a quick.
And they've been selling over the weekend.
Have they? That's good. What'd they sell for?
Well, I'm guessing I make 23 off of them, but like 33 good. Something on Amazon.
Oh, that's good.
Cajun Roots, Johnny says it's been a treat to see both of us on the sourcing videos, Nate. So we need to get together at least like I'd say twice a month and just bang out some videos so that we can get them released regularly.
Yeah. I can, going back to that Walmart situation, I can tell you from experience, because I've been an assistant manager with Walmart, I'm surprised that they could find anything in the back room. The way Walmart's back room system. I was also an assistant manager with Target for a year, and their back room system, like if they scan something, they say, oh yeah, it's on shelf 17, level this, whatever. But Walmart is not at that place. Oh, good morning, T.
Yep. I actually wanted to give T a shout out. If you guys haven't seen her channel yet, she's up on the screen here, Auctions for You. Make sure you hit those 3 dots by her name and go subscribe. She does YouTube auctions pretty much every day. So she is definitely one of my favorite auctioneers and YouTube channels out there. So please make sure you go and subscribe to T and to, all of your other content creators in the chat. If you guys create content, feel free to put a 1 so everybody can subscribe to you. But T's coming on our show on Thursday on Nate's channel. So definitely make sure you guys tune in for that. It should be a really good episode. Also want to say good morning to Cajun Reseller, Soldier Up and Resale. Anybody else I missed, feel free to yell at me and I'll say hello. Good morning to Perlini. What's up, Lynn? Good morning to Lauren, Deep End of the Sandbox. There's a link right there to T's channel. Thank you so much, Kathy. But yeah, all these people that are putting a 1 down below, make sure you show them some love. I also have Paul's link in the description of this video. I definitely would love for you guys to go show Paul some love and support. He puts out some pretty cool content too. So he does a morning show as well at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. So you guys want to make sure you go check that out. I was lucky enough to go on there on Friday.
Yes, it was good. I posted the link. When I posted the link about my show, I put the link to this show, and I posted it everywhere. And then
Awesome.
I got a text during my show, and one of the people was yelling at me, "Hey, you're not supposed to post this in there." So sorry.
Yeah.
I got booted out of a Facebook group that I was friends with or in and for such a long time because of a video post.
Really?
Like there's some groups either are all for it or they just are totally hardcore against like so much of it.
Yeah. It's hard to know which is which too. So like I don't care.
Community.
What's that, Paul?
It's the online reselling, the eBay, the stuff like that, the Amazon. The community is so small of people. You know, work together, be together, but people are just like that.
The thing that was funny was in their rules, it says only the mods can post videos selling stuff or self-promotion or whatever. Like they're allowed to do that, but we're not. So I thought that was crazy. So I was glad I got booted out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we have to share the love. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like most people don't pick up traction on YouTube unless somebody helps them as far as like collaboration, shout outs, those type of things. Unless you just get real lucky with the algorithm and, you happen to have a couple videos go viral or something like that. It's basically a daily grind. And the fastest way to grow is to grow together, rather than grow apart. So,
I mean, I've had my YouTube channel now since 2007. So some of my videos are from way back then. Now, granted, they're all real estate related.
Yeah.
But if I had kept it going and grew that, I could have been to where I needed to be today on my YouTube channel. That's why I tried to go out there and, I'm sure you guys do the same thing. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel and grow my numbers. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I think you were both there the other night when they did the auction for Grimes fines.
Yeah.
That was great. Everybody got together. There was some drama there for a while, but hey, they all came together for a purpose and to help another reseller out. And I thought it was a great thing.
Yep. Hey, congrats to Chris, Thrifty CQ, for hitting that 1K. Definitely well-deserved, man.
Nice. Congratulations.
I don't know if Jody hit it too, but Jody was like right on the edge of that 1K. If you could go subscribe to Jody Mitama's videos as well, because he is right on that verge of 1K. But also throw some subs to Chris as well, just because sometimes when you get a lot of subs right at the end of 1K, sometimes you can have some drop and bring you under it. So let's give him a nice little cushion, in case that would happen. And I know Nate is still fighting for that 1K. So make sure you guys are subbing to Nate. I keep his link in my description as well. And I know T is right there on the cusp of 1K as well. Paul, you're getting close to what, 700 now?
I'm 650, I think now.
Uh-huh.
But nowhere near the hours needed.
You'll get there though, man. Like especially with you doing like the morning show now, and I know you do some auctions. You'll definitely get those hours quick.
I've cut back on the auctions a little bit because it's for fear for me.
Yeah.
But that's another story. But I still like to go on because I need the sales. Because this is my, this is what I'm doing now is I think my final career.
Yeah.
Is I've been doing eBay forever, but it's you do it, you slow down, you do it, you don't do it, you do it, you don't do it. So now it's like, I'm doing it, and that's it.
Yeah. Uncle B says, "How does Nate not have 1K? Blows my mind." Yeah, I would think with a beard like that, it would definitely come a lot quicker than it had. Although dude, for where you're at in the time frame, you're doing great. You know what I mean? You're killing it.
I got the hours already. I just don't. I just don't have the subs or whatever. But 700 has been a bear. I don't know what it's been or what's going on with YouTube, but it was hard for me to stay above 700 for a good 2 weeks out of what I think was in February or whatever, like the first couple weeks of February. Like I was just sitting there and I'd lose 3, gain 3, lose 3, gain 3.
Wow.
It was so weird, man. So, but yeah, I got the hours. So I just needed the subs. So
Anthony keeps ragging on you about your beard. Is that new, the beard?
I've had this since I started reselling, like literally. Well, I got hurt from work and I was home, and that's how I even started watching YouTube and find out reselling was a business opportunity or a thing that I could do to just make a side hustle or whatever. So literally, this beard has been with me since I started reselling back in June of 18.
So if you get 1,000 subs, you'll shave the beard?
I don't know, man. I've come so accustomed to the thing now. I don't know. That would be tough.
I feel you, man. I've had mine since I've been 16. Not as full, but I keep it close. But yeah, not as.
Yeah, this is. I got some growth on here now. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
If you go on my Facebook page and see what I look like in my normally, it would blow you away.
Wow. Yeah, I think mine was only off when I got married. That was it.
Chris says when Nate hits 1K, Lion Tamer is going to come crawling.
Right.
Which reminds me, we have to pay the bills, guys. This show's been brought to you by Lion Tamer. Wouldn't it be funny if I get like some kind of sponsorship through Lion Tamer, since I share that all the time, Nate?
I wonder if people actually think that we're like sponsored by Lion Tamer.
I don't know.
I like the product though.
They probably think we're sponsored by VENDOO with all the VENDOO talk. So Old School Picker said that he's going to be doing a live show interview with Rev Resale tonight. So make sure you guys check that out. Chris, if you want to drop a link to it, feel free, my man. Larry says I'm invisible. He's invisible to me today. I'm sorry, Larry. I must have missed that glorious mustache. But hello. Thank you so much for your support and being here, and just for having the glorious mustache, because it makes me happy. Oh, I think I unplugged my one light. I sure did.
So how long you been selling on Amazon now, Paul?
4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years off and on. And like I said, the last 6 months, I've been trying to gear everything up online, because I had a real estate franchise, and I sold that because the same thing. I think the same thing with everybody. You get hurt or whatever, and you need to find another way to make money. So I'm trying to gear everything up again. But I didn't. The last month I tried to get real active, and I started using Inventory Lab, and it is so much easier with Inventory Lab than doing it just by going on the Amazon website. I love listing something and the label comes right up after you say add to batch.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then at the end, when you complete the batch, I was lucky enough that everything went to the same warehouse. And those labels came right up. So it was good. It was really good.
That's really cool.
I might have to re-look into Inventory Lab, because Inventory Lab works with my repricer with Aura, and they're seamlessly through or whatever. But I really like Aura. It's probably one of the better repricers out there.
Yeah, I guess like when you come to your level, your amount of listings, that you need a repricer. I haven't used a repricer. One of the other things with Inventory Lab is you get Scoutify free for the phone.
Right.
Although I haven't used that yet.
Yeah. Scoutify is really good with like books. It'll kind of
Do
give you
you
a good
do books
idea.
on Amazon?
What's that?
Do you do books on Amazon?
I do some, but I don't use Scoutify or anything like that. I don't even have Inventory Labs. I try to do it like as cheap as possible without having to get too many of the subscriptional stuff, because that just like, if say I have a bad month or, whatever, I already have that base of fees coming out to where, now instead of making 700 this month, we're only going to make $200. You know what I mean? So I don't want to bog it down. But if we're getting to the point where I'm shipping out, 2 or more orders a week, because I usually do like one real big order every week or every 2 weeks, worst case scenario, depending on cash flow. If it's going to save me some time just having to go through and do it like that, then, I'd be better off with some of the different stuff, because it will free me up to do eBay or the Mercari side, which, I still have hopes that, I can get my eBay rolling a little better.
Right. Definitely can.
I'm hoping with a new, garage sale season, hopefully that doesn't get destroyed by this virus going on, and everyone doesn't have to be basically quarantined other than unless they're going to work or something. It's basically what's going on now. It seems like everyone's like scared to go out unless they need food or go to work. But
but the food they're buying, not to interrupt, I went to Walmart yesterday because I needed to get a couple of things so I could cook lunch and dinner. The most craziest items are off the shelf. Frozen pizza, the whole aisle of frozen pizza gone. Ice cream. I mean, you're gonna in the house for a week. You're gonna be 900 pounds by the time the week's ended.
Yeah,
cheese, no cheese. I mean,
yeah, I know pasta has been one of them big sellers too.
What was it?
Pasta.
Yes, it's unbelievable the stuff people are grabbing.
Yep.
Pasta basically can't go bad, so I can understand people grabbing that because they're worried about stuff just not being there or not having any food for like the long haul or whatever. But I agree. Like, I mean, I was one of those people grabbing ice cream because I like ice cream sandwiches, so I grabbed 2 boxes of ice cream sandwiches after work yesterday. But I don't know. Like, I went into Walmart after work, and they had pretty much everything that you'd want except for maybe the cleaning stuff. No bread, because that comes on a separate truck from another company that's not affiliated with Walmart or anything. It's a separate vendor. But I went in there and there was no chicken. I think it was Friday night. I went in there Sunday. They had chicken, not like a lot, but enough where we could make dinner and have some for another day or whatever. So I did that. I got some junk food and stuff that the kids went crazy on while they're home, because now they're home all day, so they're always, Daddy, I want a cookie, Daddy, cookie. So I get that and juice and some other stuff, and it was like more of like a resupply, a trip or whatever to get some stuff, and then for myself. So but yeah, it's been crazy. Definitely been crazy.
Yeah, these are interesting times, definitely.
I wonder if that's going to be like the one story that you tell your grandkids or whatever, or the one story of your life where you went through like a pandemic. So it's like, remember when they had that coronavirus?
Right.
Yeah, I'll be telling my grandkids or whatever, and they'll be like, "Yeah, it was the biggest hoax I ever seen," or "This is the biggest, craziest thing to ever come through since the plague."
Right. Yeah, that's
It
very
can
true.
go either way right now, but yeah, it's going to be definitely. I hope it's just one of those one time a lifetime type situations where you only go through something this crazy once, and you got a little story to tell about it. But you kind of figured out, okay, well, something like this would happen again, hopefully it doesn't. You know, I'm a little more prepared. I don't need like 6 months of toilet paper or, you know, a year and a half of baked beans or, you know, anything like that. So,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Soldier Up was saying the Y2, was it the Y2K scare back then?
Yeah.
I'm sure this is going to last a lot longer than that did.
yeah, because the Y2K thing, that was basically like the whole year of 1999, because everyone was trying to prepare for it or figure out how.
Oh,
to,
that's true too. Yeah.
And then the soon as the New Year hit, nothing shut down and blew up. You know, we were all like relieved and in good shape. So it was a good thing. Like everyone was like, oh, we can actually party and enjoy ourselves now.
Right.
Yeah. I don't understand the logic behind the whole 2K thing, though. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would the world shut down because computers can't tell if it's 1900 or 2000?
Well, when they were writing the data codes and stuff in there, instead of writing say like 1999 or 1900 or 1901, they just had 0099. So they're trying to save the memory of having that extra data, which, you know, for us doesn't seem like much, but I'm sure back then when memory was such a premium, you know, it was something that, you know, was a lot to look at or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds really, really dumb and really stupid, but I mean, that's kind of what happened with that, really. You know what I mean?
Right. Now there was talking on the news, and I've actually seen it a little last night and this morning, that because college students and high school students are going to be forced to do schooling at home, there's some of these companies, Best Buy and etc., that are putting Chromebooks on sale. For the lowest, I think I saw one was $72, and all laptops, they're all on sale, trying to capitalize because of the kids are going to need something to telecommute to their classroom. And they're saying that then if they don't find any laptops, they'll go to desktops. But the only problem is that in a few months, when this is all over, there's going to probably be a demand for computers and a delay because they're all made in China. So there'll be, you know, we'll have a need for computers, new computers, and won't be able to find it. They won't be able to keep up with the demand.
Hey, Bill Stoner. Good to see you, man. I know you were in here earlier. I forgot to say hello, though. So thanks for being here. Bill's an OG, guys. If you haven't seen him yet, make sure you check out his channel.
What's up, Bill?
I don't know if we ever touched on DC Cells question. That's why I kind of had it left up there. Have you guys used the new label feature in Seller Central? Does it work? I haven't. Have either of you guys used that?
I have not.
I don't have a thermal label printer for shipping labels, so I haven't used it. I still have to use the AZ labels for my SKUs until I get my Rollo.
Yeah, I have a DYMO 450 turbo.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I have.
Yeah, and I love it because I couldn't find out how to make. I have 3 printers right under my monitors here, and my brother was at 700. I couldn't find out how to get that to print the Amazon labels, and everybody said it's in the settings. It's in the settings. Couldn't figure it out. Inventory Lab hooked up right away. DYMO, scan the item, add it to the batch, and it prints the label right away.
That's awesome.
$1.98 per gallon of gas. Nice. So there will be some good things coming out of this.
Yeah, hopefully that'll continue to drop.
Right.
Here in Pittsburgh, I paid $2.32, which is cheap for us because we have such high gas prices.
Yep. Yeah. I paid $2.05 the other day myself. Hello, Flippin Hustler.
Good to see you, man. Glad that you're here. Yes, Larry, you can print shipping labels with the DYMO. I have the DYMO 4XL, which prints labels that look like this.
Yeah, I bought a ArcScan 4x6, which is basically the Zebra, the updated Zebra UPS printer.
Okay. Yeah, I'd thought about ordering a separate printer just for Amazon labels because I hate switching the big labels out for the little labels. And for some reason, every time I use the little labels too, these are the little ones I use for Amazon, they always end up getting like twisted, and then the stickiness gets stuck on my sensor and it like makes strips on my labels. So one just for the smaller labels, like the 450 you have, Paul, has like a slot just for labels like this size to come through so they don't like get all bunched up and twist and stuff, where this one, the only slot they have is made for a 4x6 label. So it's definitely doing the little ones.
Yeah.
See, did you get your DYMO new, Anthony?
Yeah.
See, I had a slide thing on mine.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't have a slide thing.
Where I can, if it's a smaller label, I can bring it in so it still comes out straight and doesn't keep messing around or whatever.
Craig. He said stickiness on the sensor. That's what she said.
Yeah, because like, what's it called? Honestly, the best thing I ever did was get the 450 turbo, because as I'm printing big batches of stickers, because I don't have an inventory lab where I'm printing one sticker at a time or whatever the case is, I do the big batches, 300 some labels at a time, 200 labels at a time. And if I run out, then I got to reprint it all over again. But with the one I got, it goes to the next side over because it holds two things of labels, and I don't have to worry about changing them out. I just let it rock and roll.
Yeah.
So for $50, it's way worth it to grab one used on eBay. And then another thing too is if one side wears out, you got the other one. So if you have a double printer basically for the same price.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about, having to switch labels on the command. Like literally as soon as one would run out on one, the other one would just start printing. I wouldn't have to touch anything. It just keeps rolling. So it's really nice to have that.
When I first started Amazon, I ordered a 450 turbo, like a used one on eBay, and they ended up sending me one that was in a 450 turbo box, but it was a used 400. And like the minute I plugged it in and tried using it, like the thing like sparked and almost blew up on me.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's crazy.
So like, I returned it, and like I was just like, screw it, I'll just keep switching the labels. But yeah, the dude like literally sold it as a 450 that was like new open box, and it was like basically a broken 400 in the box.
Wow.
So no, I was just like, screw it, I'll just keep switching. I was trying to be lazy.
Yeah, I'll always keep one separate. Well, the only way I won't run it separate is if I heard the Rollo has an extension where you can print SKU labels for Amazon. So that would save me money by doing that. So that would be the only way I would be like, screw it, let's just do this.
But doesn't the Rollo, don't you need like, don't they come in flats, the labels?
No, they come in multiple different ways. You can either buy them in, like they either come like through FedEx or whatever in like a box and feeds through, or you can get a big giant roll. So if you're using if you want to use like the same label as you got with you know, with the printer that you got now, if you have like a DYMO like I have, you could just, you know, use those labels from what I understand.
Yeah, because the arc scan that I have is a roll, and it's just contained in the printer. When I looked at the Rollo, I think I'm saying it right, it looked like you needed an area behind the printer to put the labels in. And I didn't want that. I wanted, because I have, like I said, I have 3 printers underneath my screens here. So I just wanted that one for labels. Just like the DYMO, the label goes inside.
Mm-hmm.
The Brother, I'm only using it for, I'll do mailing labels, but I'll do these to put on like DVDs and stuff like that. But I couldn't get it to do any of the, I used to use it for eBay, but the labels would come out long, and I'm so much happier with the 4x6.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, Gate City Picker was saying 30 up. That's what I used to use with Amazon, is the 30 up, and I never could get them aligned.
Hey, thank you so much, Lynn. She likes my my sweatshirt. Oh, wrong comment. Still wrong comment. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's a Penguins jersey hoodie, so it's super comfortable.
You're a hockey fan.
I mean, I like hockey, but like mainly the only team I really follow is the Penguins.
Yeah, I can't get anybody to talk about hockey down here.
Yeah, I bet.
Although,
like how it is with basketball over this way.
I've only been to one Bruins game in my whole life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say hockey's out of the major sports here in Pittsburgh. Penguin games are probably the ones I go to the least. Pirate tickets you can always get for free from somewhere, and Steeler tickets are super expensive, but I normally get some tickets for my birthday every year.
That's cool.
Basically pirate tickets are like the freebies you get from work or whatever, and Steelers and Penguins are like tickets you wish you can get.
I can't remember the last time I actually paid to go to a Pirate game, you know, outside of parking and like food stuff that I'd buy there. But like for the actual tickets, like, dude, I probably go to PNC Park like maybe 3 or 4 times a season, and I like never pay to go.
Wow.
Just always get free tickets somehow.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I mean, I've only been to one Celtics game, one Bruins game, one Red Sox game. What else is there? Never been to a Patriots game. 9 million wrestling matches.
Uh-huh.
But that was, I mean, yeah, I can't remember the last time I was at a stadium or whatever. Last time I went for something, the convention center, it's almost like you need a mortgage payment for a Coke. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. Especially at Comic-Con, that convention center. I mean, man, to get a burger and a Coke was like 20-something bucks.
Yeah, like the Pirates, their goal is to make money in the stands, so they'll give you tickets away for free, like Paul said, basically.
I'm in St. Cloud, Florida, Cajun roots. I'm originally from Somerville and Reading, Massachusetts. We're looking to move back soon, but not Massachusetts. Taxes are way too high. Looking to go to New Hampshire.
Yeah, New Hampshire's nice. September, I went up to New England for a week and got to visit pretty much all of the different states up there. New Hampshire had my favorite bins that I've ever been to.
Hudson, New Hampshire, next to Walmart?
Yeah, it was close to Walmart, and it was like bins on one side and like regular Goodwill on the other side.
Yes, that's it. Yep.
Yeah.
And it is great. You go to the one here in Orlando, you got to be packing. I mean, and you have to have chainmail gloves on because it's ridiculous. You could be looking at something from the bin, you just pull it out of the bin, and all of a sudden somebody would take it out of your hand. Hey, what are you doing? I'm sorry, I don't speak English. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really bad. It is really bad here with the bins. But when Sandy and my wife's name is Sandy, when we go home, we drive all the time, and we'll thrift all the way up, and we just keep going all through Maine on Route 1 in Maine and hit all the antique stores and everything, and we love it.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many really nice places to source in New England. It was definitely awesome. Like I was telling people on the show that trip I took to New England pretty much paid like all expenses for us to go to Disney this year, just with the stuff that I was able to source and resell.
Yep. And it's funny because I'll talk to people from Massachusetts and they'll say, there's no place good here. And it's like, what are you talking about? I could fill my truck.
Yeah.
I find more Disney stuff in New Hampshire and Maine than I do here being 30 minutes away.
Yeah. What's up, Flippin' Goodies? Good to see you. Glad you're here. Shat Juice is in the house. What's going on, my man?
Good to see you.
A lot of these names, I don't know these people. I'll have to subscribe to everybody's channel.
Yeah, any of you guys that don't know Paul too, please do me a favor and go subscribe to his channel.
Thank you.
Paul, do you want to give them like a quick like little rundown of like who you are, what you do, like what they can look for as far as like the content you put out?
Yeah, I'm a reseller. I've been on eBay before it was eBay, when it was Auction Watch. Used to sell, and I still do. I had comic stores in the past. I had video stores in the past. And when I had my comics and collectible stores in the 90s, I still kept a couple of my accounts. So I still buy direct for action figures and, some of the cool stuff. I was importing a lot of Japanese Godzilla stuff, model kits, still into that. And lately, for the past 16 years, I've been a full-time real estate broker here in Florida. And I'm kind of done with the real estate thing, and I'm putting my full focus towards reselling. I used to be an eBay, what they call trading assistant way back in the day. Used to teach eBay, but now it's gotten so far away from me, I have to get back to it. So I am doing a morning show at 9 o'clock in the morning on my YouTube channel, trying to grow that. Putting the finishing touches on my own website, which I'll be announcing soon. And I do eBay, I do Amazon. Looking to have guests on. Anthony was on. Hopefully they'll get both these guys on, Anthony and Nate, again together. I know 9 o'clock is kind of early for people, but yeah, I mean, I want to get out. I want to meet more people. I want to grow this online selling, and I know our industry is so small. If we all just join together, we could make it bigger. And I mean, I do have a lot of ideas on, when it comes to business, of what I should be doing to get the word out. But I thank Anthony for giving me the opportunity.
Yeah, not a problem, man. You're welcome to come on anytime. I definitely love to see you grow a little bit more. You have a wealth of knowledge, and you're just like one of those like genuine down to earth guys too. So I
try.
Yeah,
I do try.
Definitely.
Talk about ideas and stuff. I'm still into the collectibles. I've been into collectibles. I sold at my first comic convention when I was 16. I'm going to be 61 in a couple of weeks. A lot of the comic collectible shows have closed. And when we're online resellers, we're our own business. We're entrepreneurs. We're small business people. We're our own boss. So I saw a post this morning that this guy, obviously he's a comic store, and he had a table at he had a booth at one of the shows that closed for the problem we're having. So he took it upon himself. He's doing his own show outside in his parking lot. And he offered up to everybody to come bring their stuff to sell in the parking lot. I'm not sure what state he's in, but I just thought that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Take a negative, turn it into a positive. And because when you're a collector, when you're into action figures and toys and comics, you thrive, you wait, you save up for those shows. And when the show's canceled, you've been saving up for this. And I thought that was a great idea that he did.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, good morning, Dapper Tiger. Appreciate you being here. Rev Resell's in the house. Good to see you, Rev. Gina was asking, do you have, I don't even know how to say that, Keyholder figures?
Who is it that said it?
Key Lime Kisses. It's up on the screen there. I put it on the right under.
Oh, Cicader. No, I don't. That's funny. I was watching some of those too. It's Japanese. It's like Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean then.
Yeah, I have my own. I have one piece that just came out that I can get them though. If you can't get them, you need a source. Typically, they're from Tamahashi Nations in Japan. Same people that make some of the Godzilla figures. But the funny thing is, they're ultra detailed, ultra articulated figures that are about 7 inches. And people complain that why are Marvel Legends $20? Well, these are $60 and $70.
Wow.
But people love them.
Dee said that her husband just bought out a toy vendor last week at the flea market, all new in package. That's awesome.
Nice.
That means I'm going to have to go look at your eBay store, Dee.
Yeah, definitely. There'll probably be some great finds in there.
Johnny's having a lot of Josh and Rev Resell on this Saturday. That'll be a good show. Definitely have to tune in for that.
Well, Key Lime Kisses is looking for vintage. Wow, and from the 70s. That's going to be tough and expensive.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know where she or he is?
Who's that?
I can't. The one that was asking about
the Kisses? Where are you located?
Oh, Key Lime, Florida.
Yeah, I was going to say I would guess probably Florida, but
I was going to tell her, if she could make it to Comic-Con in San Diego, that would be her absolute best.
Yeah, that San Diego Comic-Con is awesome. That's like the Comic-Con.
Yeah, my friend usually has 5 booths, and I've gone several times. We've gone about 7 or 8 times. We always make a trip out of it. I've missed it for the last 4 years. But when you see the wave of humanity pour through the doors, it's amazing.
Dude, Nate, we should figure out when that is and then go visit West Max Gary over there.
It's always the last weekend in July.
Okay.
Try to find a hotel room. Good luck.
Yeah. I can imagine.
We'll just stay in Vegas and drive over. That's all.
We did that too.
Would that take a long time though? Or how far is Vegas from San Diego?
4-hour drive.
It'll be worse just going to Vegas though for me.
I couldn't imagine being in Vegas with Nate. Like he'd be on some Zach Galifianakis type stuff.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Mr. Chow pops out his trunk.
It would be a good time.
Yeah, definitely not a good. It's definitely not a good idea to drive on half a tank of gas at night from LA to Vegas.
Yeah, I can imagine.
That's some scary drive because it's pitch black and like, wow, what if we run out of gas?
Yeah, that would suck. Definitely.
But it's cool. It was very cool. It's worth doing.
Yeah, I'm hoping everything is not just going to be canceled this year. Because, man, I do not want to be stuck in the house all year.
Yeah, dude, I don't blame you there.
Yep.
I'm hoping they don't cancel the Steel City Con, man.
I have a feeling that's probably canceled.
Yeah.
They're probably on the verge of canceling it soon. I'm about to check out right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't buy tickets yet.
Yeah, I know. I mean, they'd probably refund you. I'm in the process now where I got to go get refunded for my Cavalier tickets.
Wow.
So
yeah, I think the town of Tampa finally made McMahon cancel WrestleMania because
he canceled it.
What was that?
Did he cancel it?
I think he's going to be forced to, yeah, because they went from gatherings of 1,000 down to 200. Now this morning, it's 20 people.
Wow. Yeah. See, I heard that it was 50, but yeah, 20. That's crazy.
Yeah.
T, we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier. At this point, we're just kind of playing it by ear. But we're kind of under the consensus that we don't want to endanger anybody and we don't want anybody to feel unsafe traveling. With that being said, anybody that's in Pittsburgh or that will be in Pittsburgh that week, we'll still get together with and hang out and collaborate and do that kind of stuff. But unless things drastically change, we'll probably just do something smaller scale this year and then do like a big one for next year. But we'll kind of, again, play that by ear because, you know, maybe it'll be better by then. But if not, then, you know, we'll just kind of hang out with whoever's here and then next year do like a big meetup type thing.
Harlan says that he's looking at doing a reseller meetup in Vegas in July this year since eBay Open isn't happening. I would love to go out and hang out with Harlan, especially after last year. But if my wife would see any videos of Harlan what happened last year, I would not be allowed to go. I would be grounded and shackled to my basement if she thought I was going to go do that.
Yeah,
because Harlan.
I think you're talking about the legalization over there in Vegas.
Well, I mean, just watching Harlan's go live for the eBay Open last year, he had a blast, and it was for me as a just a guy by himself, not a family attached, nothing, just having fun. That'd have been a great time. Yeah,
I saw a few with him and the bearded one.
Yeah,
just laughing my ass off. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, I would be instantly grounded.
Yeah.
Can I give the people out there a little tidbit of information?
Sure.
If this thing continues, and I know people are out of work and they can't work, and if you can't work for a week, 2 weeks, and you're going to have a hard time paying your bills, I said this on my last chat. If you're going to have a hard time paying your mortgage or your car payment or something, don't wait until it's too late. Call the companies like as soon as you know, today, tomorrow, and put them on notice, and then document everything. Document who you spoke to, the time you spoke to them, the day you spoke to them. And if it's like your mortgage, if you could ask if they're allowing forbearance, which means they'll put this mortgage payment on the end of the loan and you won't have to pay any interest or anything extra. And then your next payment won't be until May 1st. Don't just take the okay from the person on the phone. Tell them you need it in writing. And if they won't give it to you in writing, get their first and last name, maybe their agent number. Still document, I spoke to this person on this time, this date, and this is what was agreed upon. Because I know a lot of people are saying that, especially servers, waiters and waitresses, you got a small business, a small restaurant, they can't afford to pay their employees for 2 weeks. So I would definitely, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Put them on notice, put everybody on notice. Be safe, better safe than sorry. Yeah, if you, DC, ask about foreclosing. Foreclosure doesn't happen or doesn't begin until you are late 3 consecutive months. So if you're late 1 month, pay the next month, you're okay. If you're late, and then you pay, you're still okay. You're not okay because you ruined your credit already. But if you're late 3 consecutive months, that's going to start the foreclosure process. You never want it to get to that point. Never.
Yeah.
And I only say this to people because I was specializing in helping people with that, with short sales and stuff. And a lot of people just, they bury their head in the sand. They get their mail and say, oh, it's just a demand letter. Toss it away. Don't. Definitely don't. But that's my soapbox.
Yeah.
I told Orland they need to put like a bronze statue of him just with a phone live like this, just with just in his best dress that night with a drink in his hand on Fremont Street. Oh, that was good. I might have to watch that again.
For sure. So is there anything coming up on your channel, Paul, that you'd like to promote or anything like that?
Nothing right now. I mean, I do call and I try to get some guests on, but the response I get is, well, it's 6 o'clock here in California and a little early.
Yeah.
So I am working on it. We've been talking on my channel about everything. It's like nothing's off topic. We'll talk about cars and food and reselling.
Mm-hmm.
So I am working on trying to get some more people on, some more guests on. And you guys are welcome to come on anytime.
Yeah, and we
definitely anytime.
Well, I can't speak for Nate, but I'm pretty sure he'd be down to come too. We just have to have his wife wake him up.
I mean, just let me know before I stay up till 3 or 4 in the morning.
Yeah. 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm hopefully just finishing my last dream.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, literally, I was up till 4. Slept till 9.
Now, when you said you work full time, what hours do you work?
1 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, it's almost like my wife. My wife is 3 in the afternoon to 11:30.
So I basically, like wake up, do the morning show, pack for a minute or whatever. Or if I'm done, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing, like just looking at deals or doing promotions or whatever. Then go to work. When I'm at work, come home. Then I'm sourcing or packing or listing. And, an occasional YouTube chat, of course, as I'm doing all that stuff.
What's up, Lobster? Good to see you, my man. Cajun wants to invite you to be his guest on one of his Saturday shows, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. Just, reach out to me. Definitely.
Yeah. What would be the best way for people to reach out to you, Paul? Like if they were interested in maybe scheduling to come on with your morning show as well.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Cool. All right, guys. So there's Paul's email. If you're interested in networking with him or anything like that, make sure you reach out to him.
How'd you get one of those fancy emails?
I've had it since 05.
Through a certain company, or how does that work?
No. When you own a domain, well, back then, when you own a domain, I had 40 something domain names. An email comes with the domain. These days, it costs you now. GoDaddy charges you for the email. So, like Cajun Roots Reseller, if he owned, or she, I'm sorry, I don't want to assume.
Yeah.
If they owned CajunRootsReseller.com, that could be their email.
Sounds like an idea. I'll have to get up on it.
Yeah, just look for the domain, whatever domain you want, and then look into to the email package. I think I just renewed mine. I'm letting a lot of mine domains go because 99% of them are all real estate related. Like, what's my market value and own a home in Kissimmee and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
I'm starting to let them go.
Yeah, I know one thing. I wish I had your Amazon account being 4 years old. Probably get ungated and stuff that I can't even wish.
No, I never. 4 years old, I was selling only a few things, but I've had a hell of a time being gated and ungated. You know, they're just ultra strict. Like last year, I was ungated in Hasbro Marvel, and it took me 3 months. Had to send them invoices. Then you said we need a picture of the product. So I sent them a picture. No, we need a picture of every side of the product. So 3 months, got ungated, sent up a couple of cases of Marvel Legends. Didn't do anything because I know we went home for November and part of December. January, the new stuff came out, so I started to list it again. You need to get approval. It's like you approved me last year. So had to go through the approval, this time 3 days, and I got approved.
Nice.
You must know Todd McFarlane.
Mm-hmm.
He now has the license to do the DC multiverse figures, and the Batman Who Laughs, that one piece out of that first series, sold out right away. So I had to get ungated in that. I just got back ungated Star Wars figures and Transformers. I was trying to list some CDs. See, that's one thing I don't understand with Amazon. I'm sorry to rant.
No, you're good.
One thing I don't understand with Amazon. If you have like cassette, they don't make cassettes anymore. They need an invoice from a distributor.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get an invoice from a distributor on a company that's out of business or that's not producing that item anymore?
I think with everything on the music side, they're so worried about people dubbing or copying tapes or whatever, or CDs and everything, that's why they made it so hard to get that done. But if you got ungated in CDs, you might be able to get like tapes to go through.
Yeah, I'd love to get ungated in CDs, but I don't buy them direct. I buy them, I go to local auctions or whatever and, pick them up. But yeah, it's like, because I have some older, like I just listed some on eBay yesterday that I would love to put on Amazon because there's none, but I can't. And I'm not willing to pay that $200-300 for that company out there to help you get ungated and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would just go for the wholesale stuff, man. Like the whole situation with that kind of stinks, but in the same way, it's just the best way to protect yourself, because a lot of those companies that you pay to get ungated, what they do is they give you, or a lot of them will fake a invoice to make it look like you bought product from them. Like they'll take their name out, put your name in, and then now you have a fraudulent invoice because they go back and they check that stuff, and then you get banned from Amazon. So there was a company that was going around doing that, and I guess they did okay with it for a while, and then poof, the guy disappeared, took everyone's money, and the banhammer kept running around knocking those people out because I guess they figured out who did it. I'm glad. I was never a fan of it to begin with, but there was a person that was really pushing that to me because he or she was getting a commission.
Oh, wow.
I stayed totally away from that, and I'm glad I did because, I could have lost my account. And even worse, that could have really stunt my growth because that's cash flow that's gone out of my hand. But
yeah,
right.
You can get ungated in a category for a couple $100, $200 or something like that. Even if the item that you get, you break even on, just order the minimum amount, which is at least 10 of an item.
I think it's 12
or 12. Like, yeah, cases. Most cases are 3 or so. Like I got 12 of something. They all sold out Saturday or Sunday. I either made a couple of bucks or I broke even, depending on where the shipping was, because I did it Merc Fulfill. I was probably better off sending it in, well, I guess after shipping fees in Amazon, I probably did the same as I would either way. So I don't know. Like I said, now, I got my money back. Well, I'm going to get my money back as soon as I get that deposit.
Yeah.
Now I'm engaged in that whole category now. So that's the biggest
Right.
thing. Just get enough where you're engaged. Not putting a whole ton of money in, then your cash flow is kind of just sunk, because as soon as you get your order in, like depending on what you're buying it from, if you're buying it from like a company where, as soon as they get their stuff in, they take your money, send you the product, and not only you, but everyone else, the market's going to be flooded. So you have to basically hold. So this way you can make your money back in full, or maybe make a couple bucks. And then now you're engaged in all this stuff, and you just keep going through the channels, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what I'm doing. And I made a killing. Well, I didn't make a killing yet, but I found a bunch of stuff last Saturday with Anthony, and I should profit around $500 on what I
Very
bought,
nice.
where I wouldn't been able to buy it before. So it's going to open some doors. It's going to bring some more profitability, and it's going to bring me some more some killer numbers to Amazon, because that was stuff I couldn't sell. So now I even had some stuff here that I got, before Christmas I sent in, because they let me send some toy like things in, and I was able to send it in. So now they're starting to sell, or they're going to sell. So it's clearing out some stock and some and bring more cash flow into my pockets. So it's all
very nice.
it's only going to help me and my business, and that model for you can also help. But there's also other ways you can do it too, because depending on your company you buy, depending on what you buy, you get a price break too. So if you get that price, sometime that price break would just basically, now you're making a little more money, where maybe you're making 20% or whatever, which some people are okay with making 20% on them. Me personally, unless I'm really doing well with cash flow, I probably wouldn't touch something where I would replenish for 20%. It just, if I was hurting finding stuff, or maybe like now where stuff is like ultra hard to find because we're in the situation we're in, and they have some stock of some stuff, maybe I'll grab some stuff, maybe to make a little bit of money on, because now I'm stuck in the house and I can't source or whatever. So main thing is getting it all set up for Christmas time. This way you got all your ducks in a row. You got it pre-ordered, or you got it coming in that you got it coming in, and then you're ready to rock and roll. And then Christmas time is going to be the most amazing time ever in reselling, where you're going to hit numbers that you never even thought you can hit.
Right.
So I don't know if you've sent enough in to really see the power, the velocity, or the amount of things like go out where it's like, holy moly. Like, what if I actually really like push the envelope on this? Like, how many can I sell, or what can I sell?
Right.
I'm really starting to see the power, and compared to some people, my numbers are doo-doo brown. Like, they're not even that great. But for the average person, I'm doing pretty decent. Like, I did over 600 the last 2 days on Amazon, which some people, they might do that in the first 2 sales or whatever, or the first 2 hours of the day. But for me, doing this, part-time / full-time with along with my full-time job, I think I do a pretty decent job.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Part-time.
That's great. I did a few hundred, but that was it. But yeah, you were saying about, you need 12. When I started getting my invoices to Amazon, it would say 1 Marvel Legends, whatever, and they would come back and say, no, you need a minimum of 12 pieces. We're not accepting this. It's like, no, that's 1 case. I'm not going to buy 144 pieces. That's 1 case of this one case of that one. So right there is 24 pieces.
Right.
Well, I had to call the distributor, and they said, yeah, a lot of people complain about that. So ever since then, when I order, now it says case of 6, case of 8, case of 12. So now they know, and then they accepted it.
Fishing and Picking says, when you say 600, is that profit or sales? That's sales. And out of that sales, I would say probably like, I think I looked on my repricer, and I think out of that 200 or 250 was my profit.
Oh, okay.
The only reason why it's a little less than
So we're about the same then, because inventory tells you,
yeah,
you know, you had sales of like 1,200 minus your fees, your profit is this.
yeah. With Aura, it brings up a sales chart where it says your profit, because you can put in your buy cost, which and it knows what you sold for and all that, and it shows graphs how much you did in 30 days, how much you did in a week. And then you can go back to the product and look and see how many of that product you sold in a week, a month, whatever. So you can kind of know how many of an item. If you can say buy it wholesale or whatever, you can do it. So
right. One thing I don't like about Amazon, when they say, hey, you need to restock this figure, you need to restock this piece, and it's like, how can I restock it? They stopped making it in the 90s. I was lucky to get the couple that I have.
yeah, it's just their bots and saying that basically either your stock is low or out,
Right.
and their market is needing more of it because there's only so much left.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, hey, I would love to do more of it, but
yeah.
can't get any more.
Oh, believe me, I know. I have one up right now that says send in 250.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's killing me to not go around looking for it and it's not around anymore. So
Wow, that's nice.
it's a tear drops from my eye every time I see that show up. So
Yeah, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
that
It's
was
funny. You see what old school Picker said? He's got to put on his hazmat suit to go to the post office.
I got them picking up today just so I have more time, and I had
have done that. I didn't even think to have them pick up.
Yeah, because you can have them pick up when they deliver your regular mail, and you can tell them to knock or whatever, so you don't have to leave your stuff outside. Because I won't leave stuff on my porch.
Yeah, that's what I should have done.
What's going on right now? Like, there's definitely porch pirates running around trying to grab whatever because they're home bored now. So, and if they know you're doing, people see stuff delivered to my house all the time, cases and Amazon stuff leaving and this and that. So, I don't want to leave like $2,000 worth of stuff on my porch. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'll tell them to knock and just to it's right inside the door, just knock.
Yeah,
And that works out well.
Fishing and Picking was asking about the meetup. Again, we addressed it a few times, but we're kind of it's a wait and see process. Nate and I don't want to endanger anybody by having them travel or whatever. So we've basically just been telling people, if you don't feel safe, then don't come. But essentially what we're kind of leaning towards at this point is whoever is like local to Pittsburgh or whoever's in town that week, we'll get together and we'll hang out. But, so most likely we'll just do something small with whoever does come, and then we'll do like a big meetup next year type thing. That's kind of where we're leaning right now. But again, like it could worsen and then we could do nothing. So it just depends on this coronavirus and everything, what we're going to do.
Yeah, like I was really looking forward to do something big this year, but I totally understand anybody who wouldn't come. But the people that would come.
Hey, Kevin.
What up, Kevin?
Flash out your Enderman, Nate.
I have the Enderman upstairs. My
you
wife
got Enderman on your desk.
I know I do. I keep forgetting to bring it down here. My wife, she opened the pack and she goes, "What is this?" I was like, "It's what you wanted, right? It's your favorite toy or stuffed animal plushie." And she's like, "What? Are you serious?" I'm like, "No." I said, "It's for good luck." My buddy Kevin at Commonwealth Picker says it's the best thing to help clear out your store. Just buy it. And honestly, since I bought that thing, no joke, Kevin, no joke. Sales have been pretty good, man. So thank you for that, and for especially for the shout out. I didn't do it for the shout out, but I really appreciate you doing that or whatever, man.
Nate, why don't you share what you told your wife the enema is?
Well, I can't remember what I said it was. Oh, what did I say? It was I can't remember. What did I say?
I'm trying to figure out how you phrased it, but it was hilarious.
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Only thing I do know is it brought me some good luck. So, Kevin, you must have sprinkled some sales dust all over that thing.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
I could use a little bit of that sales dust.
I need to set up like, because I got something that's coming in that somebody made custom for me, and I want to put the enema on something. So I need to have something behind me, but not, I don't know. I'll have to think of something.
You could just pin him to your little green screen. That way he just floats.
I think he would end up like melting in the green screen because he's green.
Touche. You know what you should do? You should just have his head popping out of your beard. That would be amazing.
Just pin him to my shirt. Just hang out with me.
You just sit in your beard like it's a couch.
Probably enough growth there to do that.
Yeah, I don't see how there wouldn't be.
I'll definitely bring him down for the show tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, but if you guys haven't, which I'm sure most of you guys have, go subscribe to Commonwealth Picker. He's got awesome content. You guys will really like him if you haven't checked him out yet.
He's a super nice guy, and if you want to see how to deal with people at garage sales in the nice, politest way and get some good deals, Kevin shows you the way.
Yep. And D Flippin Particles, she has a show that starts at noon, which is just about 12 minutes from now. So we typically shut down a little bit before then to give you guys time to go take a pee or a poop, whatever you need to do, handle your business, and go, yeah, and then go support D. So we're gonna start winding it down, guys. Give you time for Doo-Doo Brown. But definitely appreciate all of you guys being here and showing support, especially with so many people being here. There's a bunch of people live this morning, so I definitely appreciate you guys showing us some love and support today. And anything you want to say, Beard?
No, just stay safe and make sure to do all the preventative stuff to keep the crown out your life. And the only one that you should be having is the late night brew. So,
yep. And we're back on Nate's channel tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Paul has his show at 9. So do us a favor. Go hang out at Paul's show before and then come hang out with us afterwards. We appreciate everyone being here. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you for having me. Bye, everybody.